Welcome back to my channel, babes. It's your favorite chocolate girl, and I'm back with another slay for you today. This is a little different because this is a client slay. We are going to be doing a nice natural birthday beat for her today, and I hope you guys like this video. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, so we're going in with the Eye Method Beauty eyebrow pencil. And I'm just going in and filling in her brows. This is in the shade black, but it's a nice soft black. So this will give her a nice natural brow. I did go in with my Eye Method brow wax and brush her brows into place and set them with some Saharan buttercup setting powder. So now I'm just going in and getting them nice and filled in. As you can tell, I already did one brow off of camera. That's pretty much how this tutorial is going to go. I'm going to do one side of her face off of camera and do the other side on camera because I don't want the tutorial to be too long. But guys, remember, everything that I use will be listed in the description box because you know your girl is not stingy. She wants to share the wealth. So let's go ahead and fill in these brows. So as you are filling in your client's brows, or if you are watching this for yourself, as you're filling in your brows, you just want to make sure that your brows are as even as possible. You don't want them, well, they're never going to be perfect, but you don't want them to be distant cousins. So I'm trying to get these brows as close as possible to looking like twins as possible. They can at least be sisters, okay? So I'm just going in and just filling in her brows. Y'all, excuse the chicken wing that is in the camera. Is gonna be out of the way real soon, okay? Okay, so I'm just taking this flat brush that I got off of Amazon. I do not know the name of it because the name rubbed off, but I'm just taking this flat brush with some nickanewyork concealer in the shade number 8, and I'm just cleaning up the bottom of her brow. So once I'm done cleaning up her brow, I like to take this nice fluffy brush and just blend in where I cleaned up her brow on the bottom. Because when I go to set her eyes with the eyeshadow primer, I want it all to like blend in nicely. So I'm just going in and blending out this concealer on her eye. Going in with this Tart Shape Tape concealer in the shade Deep 53 in Deep, and I'm just cleaning up the top of her brows with this brush from AliExpress. I do not have the name of that either, but like I said, everything that I used on her face except for the brushes, because a lot of them are unnamed, will be in my description box. So I'm just going ahead and getting her brows nice and cleaned up. So now I'm going in with the Plan and Makeup by Yolanda's eyeshadow foundation in the shade B. And I'm just going ahead and prepping her eyes for eyeshadow. So now I am going in Beauty Bakery's Proof is in the Pudding eyeshadow palette in the shade Warm Cocoa. And I am just packing that into the crease of her eye because we are going for something nice and soft. She did want a nice soft eye because her outfit was on the loud side. So we did go in, well, I did go in with something nice and soft on her eye. So I'm just going in with this nice warm cocoa color, And then I'm going to go into my Morphe's Old Boy palette and pull a darker brown out of there just to deepen the crease of her eye, because we are going to cut her crease and go in with a nice autumn like oranges, burnt orange color, because her outfit is like a burnt orange color and she wanted her eyes to kind of match her outfit. But I'm going to go in with that in the next clip and cut her crease and fill in her crease with that burnt orange color. But I will be back with you guys when I get to that point. So let me stop jumping ahead. Okay, so here we are. I am filling in her crease, and this is the paintbrush from the crayon case, and I'm just taking some P. Louis blank canvas and just cutting her crease. Y'all, I love this brush from the crayon case. It's so flat. I love it. I love this brush. It's about $6 on the crayon case. Go get you some. You will not regret it. But I am just going in and cutting her crease. I'm going to go ahead and pat it down because I do like to, you know, pat some of that excess eyeshadow primer off, because I don't like creasing. So I just want everything to be nice and flat and smooth. So I do go in and pat it out. Y'all, I don't know what was up with this color, but it was not, like, it wasn't sticking to the primer, and maybe I should have let the primer dry down some, but I don't feel like that's the case because I've used this primer so many times before. But this eyeshadow was just so patchy to me. It was just coming out so patchy. It still came out cute. Everything came out cute, but it was really making me mad because I'm like, what is going on? Like, can y'all see what I see? But it still came out good. I had to, you know, pack and work with this color really hard. But we're just going to go ahead and get this nice impact onto her base. So now I'm going in with Nars Soft Matte Complete Foundation, and I mixed marquises and macao together to get this color because she has like a nice caramel complexion, and marquise was too dark and marquise was too light, so I mixed them together and it came out perfect. I'm going in with Nars Soft Matte Foundation and marquises and macao because marquises was too dark and macao's was too light. So when I mixed them together, I got this and it came out perfect. So I'm just taking this foundation now and patting it into her skin. Guys, when you're doing your foundation, you want to pat it into your skin. Do not do a sweeping motion or you will get streaks in your foundation. So this is how you will want to do your foundation. You want to do a patting motion. So I forgot that I was filming and started doing her contour, but we're just going in with Juvia's Place concealer, and this is in the shade number 7, and I am just concealing her forehead, her cheeks, and her nose. Now I am going in with Nicka concealer in the shade 8, and I'm just placing that up under her eye, on her forehead, and we're gonna go ahead and get that nice and blended out here. So I'm just taking my e.l.f. contouring brush and I am just blending out that Juvia's Place concealer. And I'm going to blend out the concealer and then I'm going to go in and blend out the... Yeah, I'm going to go back in and blend out the Nickanewyork concealer. Y'all, I almost lost my train of thought. But guys, I just want to say, like, as you're doing your client's face, you do not need to pack a lot of makeup on their face. Makeup is about building their face up. You don't want to pack a lot of foundation, concealer, and all of that, because when you go in to set this all, it's just going to come out so cakey. So you want to go in with thin layers and just build their face up. I cannot stress this enough. Makeup is about building. You do not need a lot of makeup to get the perfect look. Less is more. I cannot stress it enough. Less is more. So I'm just going in with my e.l.f. concealer brush and I am starting to blend out that concealer. I like to blend out the concealer after I am done blending out the contour because I like for my concealer to dry down some so I can get that full coverage that I'm looking for. If you cannot tell, it's giving what it is supposed to have gave. You always want to go back and forth between your concealer brush and your contouring brush because as you're blending, you do not want no lines or demarcation where you're blending. So you don't want to tell where you put the concealer and you don't want to tell where you put the contour. So you want to go back and forth between the two and just blend on those lines where the concealer and the contour meet so that you can get a nice seamless blend. So now I'm going to go in with my foundation brush like I talked about earlier, and I'm just going to go in between those lines of demarcation where the concealer and the contour meet, and I'm just going to blend those lines out because you want that seamless blend. You want everything to blend seamlessly. So I'm going in between with my foundation brush and just blending those two together. I also like to go in with my beauty blender and just blend the concealer out as well because I just feel like anything that isn't blended well with the brush, the beauty blender will go in and get any spots that I miss. So I like to go in with the brush and beauty blender. So I did want to go in and brighten up her face a little bit more. So I'm going in with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Caramel. I'm just going to place that on her forehead, on the bridge of her nose, and in the corner of her eyes. Just to brighten up her face, just a tad bit more. Going in with that same e.l.f. concealer brush, and I'm just gonna go in because I did let that sit just for a tad bit. You don't want to let it sit too long because this is mattifying, so I went in and I blended that out. So So now it's time to set this face. I'm going in with the Saharan buttercup setting powder, and I'm just going to set up under her eyes and everywhere that I concealed. I don't go in and use a lot. I like to use a nice thin layer and just pack that in, because I'm not one of those type of people that like to bake a lot. So I don't go in with heavy layers. I just go in with a nice thin layer and just make sure that everything is nice and set. So I am going in with my crayon case Contourstion book, and I'm just going into that medium dark color, and I am just going in and setting everywhere that I contoured on her face. Y'all know me, and y'all know I swear by the crayon case Contourstion book. This Contourstion book is so versatile. I love this Contourstion book. So now I'm gonna dip into that medium brown and that light brown, and I'm gonna mix those two together to blend out the rest of her face, and just go in where I set her face with that setting powder, just to blend everything out and bring her tone back down, because again, we don't want her to be too light, but we do want her to have a nice bright under eye. So I'm just going in and toning everything back down and bringing it back down to the tone of her skin so that it's nice and blended together. So guys, as I was doing her makeup, I decided that I wanted her to have like a bit more of a bronzy look. So I'm going into the Morphe bronzer, and this is in the shade Leader. And everywhere that I contoured, I'm just setting that contour a little bit more. I'm going a little bit below it, and I'm just setting her face with some more bronzer. So I went in with my continuous spray, and we're just gonna go ahead and get her sprayed down before we move on to the next steps. I like to go in with my foundation brush and just pat everything in, just so it can be nice and set. Do y'all see that? Oh, it is coming out so flawless. So I'm just going in with some LA Girl concealer, and y'all, I poked her in the eye, and I had to move on to the other eye, but I'm just going in and lining her eyes with some eyeliner. So we decided not to do any blush because she was feeling this bronzy look that she had going on. So we did go in with a little bit of highlight from the Juvia's Place Saharan blush palette too. And this is in the shade Zaba, and I just went in and like set her nose with it, her forehead, top of her lips, and her cheeks. Nothing major, it was just a tad bit here and there. So on to the lips. We are almost finished with this look, guys. So I am going in with the crayon case lip pencil, and this is in the shade Bribery, and I'm gonna go ahead and line her lips. She wanted a brownish, nudish look for her lips. So I'm going in and I'm lining her lips kind of heavy here, so when she blends her lips together, it will blend out into like a nice nudish brownish lip. So I am just gonna go ahead and line her lips. So I'm going in with the Hall Pass lip gloss, and this is in the shade Private Party from Crayon Case, and I'm just gonna go ahead and place that on her lips and tell her to rub her lips together so that she can get that nice nudish brownish lip that she is looking for. And then I went on top of that with some regular degular lip gloss. And that is it for the look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye. I hope to see you guys in my next video.